Oh, this is the lullaby concept.
I met the devil by the window, treaded my life, temptation touched my tongue.
Why, hello lovelies, it's Tracy. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel today, and we are going to be watching the concept teasers and the trailers and all that sort of stuff for TXT's newest comeback. So they're supposed to be coming back tomorrow, and I'm so excited because it is my first comeback with you guys. I'm so excited because I will hopefully be able to watch it as soon as it drops, and that way I can edit it real quickly and upload it so we can just, you know, get to watch it together. So without further ado, let's just get into, well, what's in store for us. So I have been listening to all the previous discography over on Patreon. So I currently have the first 2 albums up. So if you want to go watch my reaction, the links are down in the description box below for Patreon. And I'm going to be doing all the, basically all the albums over on Patreon. And the ones that won't get blocked will be up on YouTube when I do them. So yeah, let's just get into it, shall we? I'm so excited. Let's go. Wow, they all looked so ethereal in that little concept teaser there, but I like how they have different concept photos, which I was talking about on my community tab over on my channel. So it's so cool that they're doing all these different concept photos, which, because I don't really know much about this album and what it entails. I really don't like the beach, but they made the beach look good. Okay, so the next teaser.
Wendy, do come with me and tell the other boys. Oh dear, I can't. Besides, I can't fly. I'll teach you. Oh, how lovely to fly. I'll teach you how to jump on the wind's back. You might be flying about with me, saying funny things to the stars. Ooh! It looked delightfully easy, and they tried it first from the floor, and then from the beds, but they always went down instead of up. I say, how do you do it? Peter did it both slowly and quickly, and immediately he was borne across the room. I flew! He screamed while still in midair, and there is almost nothing so delicious as that. Up and down they went, and round and round. Heavenly was Wendy's word. to the right, and straight on till morning. That, Peter had told Wendy, was the way to the Neverland. But even birds, carrying maps and consulting them at windy corners, could not have sighted it with these instructions. Peter, you see, just said anything that came into his head. Close your eyes, Wendy. Leave tomorrow behind. Take my hand and let's go to a place where we will never grow old with no worries. Forever will never end.
Wait a minute. Okay, well, I was trying to make out what this thing says over here, but it's just not working. All I can make out is daydream. So if you guys know what it says, that'd be really cool. And the darts are in the 9 and 11, so I wonder if that's any significance as well. But yeah, that was hectic. So I'm going to take this off so we can talk about it for a second. I'm so hot right now. That was such a cool artistic concept trailer, because you really got such a poetic sense of, first of all, their storyline that has been going through since their first album, but also the idea of growing up and, you know, the lines from Peter Pan that were being read out was something. I feel like all of that lead up towards the end where this is my interpretation of it. So when the house starts to tilt, it is kind of like the whole world is being shaken up and everything that they knew about it has been basically thrown out and out the door, basically. So the fact that their world is being turned upside down, and whether or not growing up is because, you know, I'm sure that's what it feels like, because I feel like I never really got to really acknowledge my feelings when I was growing up with the whole change in, you know, what being an adult means, probably because I feel like I've had to be an adult my entire life. So the change in your world because of having to grow up and leaving childhood, as well as the fact that before that scene when the excerpts of Peter Pan were playing about being able to fly, and I feel like at that moment when they all jump out of the house is their moment of, what are they going to fly? Are they going to move on? Are they going to try to stay what yesterday was? Like, I feel like there's so many interpretations that you can take from it, especially with the whole dance choreography with their black feathered versions of themselves, and what that meaning is, whether or not the white feathers is more youth, whereas the dark feathers, and then it comes towards that, you know, the two eye-colored cat as well, like the Cheshire cat situation. There's so many things going on, guys. There's so many things. So before I keep going on about this for 6 years, let's move on to the next teaser. Everyone's favorite a concept. I feel like with the clip, it made me understand the concept photos a lot more, because to me, with the whole theme of the album, which a lot of people have said is graduating from childhood into adulthood, and the daydream clip of the, you know, the dreamlike state of them being free in a field and feeling that freedom, especially with the more hippie vibe styling and no shirts. I feel like that was definitely the overall arc of this particular concept of being free and open and one with, you know, the world and your surroundings, is definitely the vibe that I got from that, especially because they really do feel like they were one with nature and with their surroundings. So whether or not you feel like that is more towards the childhood side of things or towards adulthood, I feel like most people would say childhood. Yeah, let's get on to the next one. Oh, this is the lullaby concept.
I met the devil by the window, treaded my life, temptation touched my tongue, spread the wings of desire. His whisper and give up, then she put up a fight. See the devil by the window, dream on, good night. My Peter Pan, 허공위를 달려서 땅을 향해 전속력, time to fall, it's time. Never let my love 이젠 안녕. And I'm free falling, 별들아 모두 편히 자렴 till I be calling. Happy, 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 fold. Happy, 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 fold. Happy, 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 fold. Happy, happy, happy. 할 일은 많은데 할 생각 난 없네. 귀를 막아봐도 멍딱 커진 텅 소리 먹먹하지. 어항 속에 잠긴 듯이 운명이 더 차오지. 공허한 소음 속이 feels so lonely. Rockstar baby, just a rock, okay. 과연 내게 넌 뭐란 거야 sugar.
Wow. I feel like every single song had such a clear, you know, vibe to it. That was so cool. I feel like this might be I haven't listened to all the albums yet, but just from listening to this preview, this might be my favorite album yet. I could be wrong. Their previous album could be, but, you know, we'll see when I get to finish all of the music, all of the albums, but that was insanely good. Missed the Nightmare concept clip. To me, that is such an interesting concept for a nightmare, because obviously when we think nightmare, it's dark, it's maybe black and white, it's terrifying, like actually, you know, on face value you can tell that it's scary. But with this concept of nightmare, it is the worst forms of nightmares is when you don't realize you're in a nightmare until it's too late. And the fact that there is bright colors, there's white, there's plushies, I feel like there is a connection there of the nightmare of growing up or the nightmare of leaving this all behind. And again, there are so many different interpretations that you can take from this, but to me, it's almost like the nightmare of either not being able to leave childhood behind because you want to be stuck there mentally or physically or whatever it is, or it could be the nightmare of leaving childhood and what that means for the rest of your life. And I don't know whether the wigs are supposed to actually be wigs for the purpose of the concept or if they are just there to add texture and color, but it could be an interpretation of the people and all the different kinds of people, so maybe society as a whole and what their expectation of you is in society and how you're going to live up to that as an adult going forward in your life. So there are so many different things I feel like you can get from just this clip alone, because there is so many layers to it. Like, you know, the feathers, it could represent the dove with freedom. It could be so many other things. It could also be because they're in a nightmare and the feathers are from like down pillows. You know, there's just so many things that it could represent, you know, and I feel like unless they've come out and say what exactly it all means, I feel like it really is really open to interpretation and to how it represents your life and whatever stage in life you're in and how it can affect it. And it's even cool when you then get to see the same clip years later and see how the same concept clip can now be interpreted to how your life is currently compared to how you took it in the past. Is really interesting how your experiences and life experience and your perception of life changes. So I feel like it'd be really cool to come back in a few years' time and watch this and see what emotions and what you sort of feel from the same visuals. So that's the cool thing about art as well. Okay, let's get on to the preview teasers. Let's go. That gave me chills. There's so many layers to this. I'm so excited. Okay, so the last teaser. Well, there was a lot of bicep in that. Wow. Oh my god. Okay. So, this is TXT's Fit era. So, yeah. I feel like I had the correct feeling that this concept would bounce off of their last album with Good Boy Gone Bad and still have the dichotomy between the more darker sound with some lightness in there. So this might really tie into the whole concept of the album and their whole discography so far. Like, that's so cool to see how, you know, it all ties in together. But I can't wait to watch the music video with you guys so we can read the lyrics and really get into the whole meaning of the song and the performance and the visuals and everything that goes along with it. So it's going to be so exciting. I'm so excited for my first comeback with you lovelies. Tell me all your theories. Tell me all of the things when we get down to it, because I want to know. I want to know what you guys are thinking and feeling and all that jazz. So thank you so much for coming and watching this with me today. I had so much fun trying to decipher everything that we've seen so far, especially as someone who hasn't seen yet all of the albums so far. It's really nice to have you guys' help to be able to piece things together, but also to just see what emotions these clips and teasers have evoked in me so far and what I can sort of decipher from the visuals that we get at the moment. So maybe I'm right, maybe I'm really wrong. So I would love to know what you guys think. And yeah, so before we go, I want to say a huge thank you to all my lovely patrons. I especially want to say a big thank you to Abby. Thank you so much for being a super mega marvelous lovely, and all the other patron lovelies whose names are beside me right now. I really can't do it without you guys, and you guys know this. I say it in every video, but yeah, also my YouTube lovelies, thank you so much for being here and coming back. I really can't do it without all your support. Seriously, when I release a video and I get to read the comments and see what you guys say, it really does make my day and really does help me keep going with YouTube, because obviously you guys know that YouTube isn't my job. Like, especially because all of the content that I make is copyrighted, so I can't monetize. And if there is monetization on my videos, 99.9% of the time that's going to whatever company it is that copyrighted the thing. So seriously, just having your support really does give me motivation and helps me keep going, because it can get draining, because I really want to make these contents for you guys, but also I need to work. So being able to, you know, have that motivation with your guys' support has really been so helpful, because sometimes I can forget why I'm doing this. And it's my goal. I don't like making videos isn't what makes me happy. It's getting to connect with you guys through those videos is really what enables me to keep going and to so far do this for like a year almost. I think it's been almost a year. I feel like we need to have like a channel birthday since I started this, but seriously, you guys have really been able to help me push through when I get into a mental funk, and I would really like to solely focus on this, but having my brain in other places is just what's a thing at the moment. So hopefully in between working and all my other projects, I can you know, be able to upkeep the level of content that I have been. And I know I've been slacking a little bit, but it's just I've had so many issues health-wise and personal wise that it has been really hard. So please understand if I am lacking in some content, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to film a backlog of videos for when I go to Melbourne. So when is it? I think it's the 15th of February. I'll be going down to Melbourne for a little holiday, as well as I'll be seeing the Stray Kids concert down there. So I'm so excited to see Stray Kids, but also meet you lovelies. So hopefully we can meet each other and give each other a hug and all that jazz, because that's going to be super fun to get to meet you lovelies and meet Melanie in person. So yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please, if you haven't joined the lovely family already, click the subscribe button. We'd love to have you on our side of the internet, and don't forget to press the like button. It really helps me out and it lets me know what you guys are vibing with. And yeah, so until next time, I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.